Hi guys, Jay Smith here, welcome to the AskGolfNut channel and welcome to what I think is the best players distance iron of 2024. I've already done the best players distance iron of 2024 when you look at all of the players distance irons for objectivity only, the measured data. I did not include anything in there in the rankings when it comes to looks and feel. I will be adding that in there now. When it comes to the price side of things, we will chat about it, etc. But remember, players distance irons are the most expensive irons of all manufacturers' range, within reason. Now, I've already done the game improvement side, and of course, price is a distinct point of that because generally speaking, the game improvement irons are the cheapest. And forgiveness is the biggest part of the game improvement iron. When it comes to a player's distance iron, misunderstood quite a lot. This is a player's distance iron, as in it's a player who wants some more distance, but it does not mean that they're going to get game improvement forgiveness. So the winner of the best player's distance iron of 2024 going into 2025, it is going to be a controversial one because the price police is going to be out. It's the Cobra Limit 3D. And yes, these are ridiculously expensive, and I'm not saying that people need to go and rush out to go buy a set because it's daft. But from my point of view, it just works single-handedly the best out of every single player's distance iron. If you add looks and feel in there, it just looks really quite nice. It feels really quite nice. The performance is really very good. And the forgiveness from a player's distance iron is actually like a game improvement iron. So looks very quickly before we give it a hit and go have a look at the computer to see exactly how well this does. Top lines, which are medium to thin, they're not massively big whatsoever. Remember, this is 3D printed. Sole thicknesses on the medium-ish size, and then blade lengths. Remember, player's distance, it is slightly bigger and it's not a bad size, it's a medium size. Down by the golf ball though, it does look just a very nice iron. Right, let's go give this one a hit. I'm not going to be swinging my full speed because poorly knee. A bit of sympathy please in the old comments below. So I will hopefully get over this. You can see my left foot is splayed out a little bit, try and take a little bit of strain off of my left knee. That's the safe part, absolutely. Don't mess with the, yeah. As you can see, it's only just making the carry now. I'm worried. Club path and face to path, very good. Strike's not bad whatsoever, 2 mil hill. I'm not using any of the forgiveness on this golf club at the moment. 37 yards in the air, 49 degrees descent angle, 172. As you can see, I didn't move the tee up enough and I'm getting very close to the front edge of the green. But it's working really well. Of course, it's doing every single thing that I'd expect this golf club to do. This is 3D printed, it is expensive, it is very unique. However, what they can do with this iron going forward, if Cobra can just make the fabrication of this golf club much more mainstream and quicker, the difference that they can create when it comes to custom fitting abilities is mental. Effectively, you could possibly custom fit the center of gravity of a golf club to suit the golfer in question. And because they're 3D printed, they can be physically made to suit the golfer. They just need to make it a little bit cheaper because they are rather expensive. I'm nowhere near going near that bunker and I'm nowhere near going near that water. That is a safe miss all day long. As you can see, slightly drawy to try and get it away from the bunker and the water, but not bad whatsoever. 5 mil toe, 3 mil lows of strike. Again, pretty darn decent. 36 yards in the air, 48 degrees ascent angle, 179 yards. So that's basically doing what my 6 iron does. I cannot get my 6 iron anywhere near the height and descent angle that I can get with this as a standard. Yes, I can get my 6 iron up at that kind of height and descent angle, but I have to hit it slightly higher. This thing does it as a norm. And I've got more control over this 7 iron because it's of the length of a 7 iron where my 6 iron is half an inch longer. For a player's distance iron, which can very commonly get a little bit poppy, because a lot of hollow and have tungsten in them, and there's plenty of tungsten in this, but they can get a little bit void of feel. This one, no. Feels very nice. Right, last one, then we'll go to the computer and show you just exactly how this wins in looks and feel. It's not going to win on price. We'll put that one out there straight away. We know it is definitely not going to win on price, but this Cobra Limit 3D absolutely works a peach of all of the players' distance irons. Oh, that's a poor hit for me. Really poor, low toe. We're now testing absolutely the forgiveness of this iron. Path sight from the inside, face slightly over closed, 7mm low, 7mm toe, so yeah, not very nice. You can always tell with these kind of golf clubs when you start hitting them around the face. We have gone 36 yards in the air, 48 degrees descent angle, 179, same basic carry number from not an ideal strike, shall we say. This is the most forgiving player's distance iron, absolutely. If Cobra can just get around the cost of these, they've got potentially going forward a completely different and unique way of being able to custom fit a head specifically for the golfer. Right, let's go to the PC. Let's go see how well this works from all of the measured parameters. Let's add looks and feel there as well and show you why I think this is the best player's distance iron, in my opinion, of 2024. So why do I think the Cobra Limit 3D iron is the best overall player's distance iron of 2024 going into 2025? And it absolutely has got nothing to do with price. Being honest, this golf club is rather expensive, and I wouldn't be suggesting anyone jump out there now or tomorrow and go buy a set of these. What I like about these golf clubs is just the pure potential from its design. What Cobra have done with this could change golf club custom fitting especially forever. So let's go have a look at the table. Now the table you can see underneath me is basically the same or very similar table that comes straight from the advanced data that my YouTube Silver members have access to. It's got about 50 or so irons on there for them to compare all against, but it does not normally have looks and feel on there. Looks and feel is subjective, and that's why, generally speaking, on all the information you've had in the past, is all objective data, basically what Quad reads, rather than anything what I feel, because it's subjective. What I think and what someone else thinks are two completely different things. But this is what I think, so that's why it's in there. Looks and feel is 8 out of 10 a piece. Looks, it's not going to be for everybody, let's be honest. The mesh at the back is a little bit polarizing for some people. Some people like it, some people don't. I personally think it's a nice thing to see because it showcases just the design aspect and ethos of Cobra and what this golf club is made from. It's a 3D printed iron, and you can see that from the mesh at the back. Now, if they'd close it up, yes, it would look more like a blade, and of course that would look more like a 9 out of 10 because that looks more like a blade. I like blades, and so of course I would like that slightly more, but it just looks very, very good. Feel 8 out of 10. You would have to go something like to a Mizuno Pro 245 maybe to be able to get something which feels an ounce nicer than this, but it is just really very, very good, and that's what that 3D printed design gives, the ability to move center of gravity, to try and change resonance and just make a golf club as good as it possibly can do. Price, it's expensive, like ridiculously expensive, too expensive, and I'm not saying that people need to go out and buy a set, no, don't, but going forward, when Cobra or other manufacturers find a way at making this process quicker, the production faster, being able to produce far more every day, then the cost is going to come down. And when the cost comes down, the ability that we're going to have when it comes to custom fit options, which are very, very so much limited at the moment, it opens up a complete different area for all manufacturers, because going forward you'll be able to physically make a golf club that works for the golfer in question. If you need more weight out towards the toe or the heel, you'll be able to physically make the golf club. Okay, it does open up a completely different idea on the resale market, because again, that's going to be quite different, but it's just, let's not concentrate on that one for the moment. It's just one thing. If you have a look at the toe, heel and low and F average, that is effectively forgiveness and how many percent that golf club loses when you start moving away from geometric middle. As you start moving towards the toe from the middle, heel from the middle and low from the middle, that is how many percent per millimeter that you lose. So how much ball speed you lose effectively. Easiest way to do it is to have a look at the forgiveness number, 24%. What does 24% mean? Well, 0% means effectively the average golf club on the list. Whatever the average forgiveness of a golf club on there. And bear in mind, you've got super game improvement irons on there, you've got game improvement irons, you've got players distance irons, and you've also got players irons in there. 0 is actually quite good. This is 24% more forgiving than the average golf. For a player's distance iron, that is incredibly good. It is the most forgiving player's distance iron on the list. When you're looking at face speed, face spin rate, launch factor, etc., that is very much so dependent on what you need. It's not necessarily something which is good to have this, and this, because let's face it, if you're, say, a slow swing speed golfer, you need the face to be as fast as possible, and you need as much launch factor as you possibly can do to try and keep the golf ball in the air, to keep the distances up. When you're looking at a faster swing speed golfer, they don't need that. They produce enough peak heights because of their speed, so launch factor they don't need. If anything, they want a golf club which is going to launch slightly lower, etc., and they have complete different spin profile requirements. That's why I have them in there, and of course they're ranked, but I mean, that's ranked relative to the golfer that needs whatever they need. So if you look at the heat map on the Cobra Limit 3D, you can see that it's a fair decent sized green blob. If you don't know what the numbers at the top mean, they are from 0 to -22. The -22 is on the heel, and then the +22 on the left hand side is the toe. We're looking at the club face on, and you got 22 mil up and down. That's high on the face, low on the face, and of course you got that blue line. That blue line is turf interaction line. Effectively, that means if you hit the golf ball higher than 5 or 6 millimeters up on the face from the sweet spot part where you need to hit it, you're going to be hitting the ground first, which generally speaking you're allowed to worry about anything to do with efficiency of the face if you're taking a cubic yard of wherever you are in the world out first. That does a lot more for slowing the club head down than anything else, and so please don't hit it above that blue line. And of course you can see you can move it all the way to 22 millimeters on the toe and lose about 4% give or take if you're vertically good, and then no different to that of the heel as well. Now if you look over to the on the club image screen, we put the grid on top and overlaid of the iron. You can see that little red strip there. That red strip basically says please don't hit me there, because if you do hit me 22 millimeters away from the heel, you're going to hit the hosel. So if you are going to miss, guys, make sure you try and miss off the toe and low, because low, as you can see, the green always moves down this one. It moves really quite well down to the lower part of the golf club. Very forgiving. Again, we are talking about there's a bucket load of tungsten in this golf club. It is 3D printed, and so they can put that tungsten in wherever they want to. And so 3D printed material is lighter as well, so they have a lot more mass to work with. As a conclusion, when it comes to the Cobra Limit 3D, I will say this: well done Cobra for potentially opening up a completely new design idea. If this technology, if this method of production can be mainstreamed, it can be produced much faster, mass produced, to get the cost down, it is a hugely exciting time. It just opens up a complete new realm of understanding of how golfers can get properly custom fit and really tailor their equipment towards the needs of their individual swing. It is a rather impressive thing, just a bit too expensive. Hope you liked the video. If you did, go on, give it a good old thumbs up, hit the like button. YouTube likes, so do I. Down there is a subscribe button. It's free. It is brilliant for the channel if you could subscribe, so thank you. And next to that one is a bell icon. That's a notification bell. If you click that one, that will notify you next time I upload another video. Hope you're well. We'll see you again soon.